Okay. Welcome all on today's session of IIU. My name is Azra Sose, and I am going to tell you a few lines about IIU. International Internship University, or IIU, is the world's first internship-based virtual university, building a better and brighter future for all young learners, and is committed to provide quality, accessible, affordable, skill-based, and location-independent education to learners across the world. IIU is providing access to more than 1,000 and more courses and internship to their e-learners across the globe with the team of high caliber and experienced global educators. IIU has been accredited and affiliated with the World Education Organization and International Accreditation Organization, and collaborated with all the world's top universities and educational institutions through the platform of massive open online courses. IIU provides various certificates and diploma courses. There is always that one person who has the vision, the thought, the idea behind a successful venture and organization. And if we talk about the man behind the success of IIU, is none other than our beloved co-founder of IIU, Mr. Piyush Pandit. He connected the world's first virtual internship university during a pandemic, the International Internship University, the IIU. So I hope in the future we will have more and more our members, and of course we will enjoy all together in this virtual world, but also in this world where we can learn many different things. At the beginning, I said to you that my name is Azra Sose, and today I'm going to tell you something more about 4 Cs. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we are going to talk about critical thinking, about creativity, collaboration, and communication. Let me introduce myself at the beginning. I am history and geography teacher. I'm an English language teacher. My work experience is about 23 years in teaching. I'm headmaster at primary school Bijelo Polje Potoci from Mostar, Bosnia and Herzegovina. I am also British Council's trainer for critical thinking and facilitator for active and critical thinking. I'm e-twinning ambassador for Bosnia and Herzegovina, and also I took part as a presenter in open online conference in organization by Relos Belgrade. I was member of Global Trainer Academy and Global Education Network, and I am also member of IIU, where I participated in different courses and events as a presenter and also as educator. So let's learn together about critical thinking skills. Through this session, we will analyze critical thinking and we will use some practical tools. We will see importance of creativity. Also, after you can discuss different ways of collaboration. And we will conclude about importance of communication of global level. Of course, we can talk about this on our educators level, but also on level of our students. What is critical thinking? When we start some sessions online via Zoom or via other platform, We can also use different tools to make our session interactive. This is one example how I can use my session to be interactive. And for example, we can ask at the beginning, what is critical thinking for you? Of course, the question depends on your topic you are going to talk about. Menti.com is one platform that you can use with your students, with your teachers, and in just a few moments, you will get answers via internet, of course, and you can make different workloads or something else what you want on Menti.com. At the beginning of my session, I'm going to ask you to think about 6 critical questions. Things to think about when someone has something to say. The main questions about critical thinking are who? We have to think who said something. What? What does that person says? Where? Where is the information said? And of course, when? Why do people tell that? And how? The way of their conversation. I'm sure that you hear the story of Socrates and the 3 Cs. I'm just going to tell you this short story. The story says, one day a man runs up to Socrates and said, I have to tell you something about your friend who, hold up, Socrates interrupts him. About the story you're about to tell me, did you put it through the 3 Cs? The man was not familiar with the 3 Cs, so Socrates continued. The first is the sieve of truth. Are you sure that what you are going to tell me is true? To tell the truth, said the man. No, I just overheard it. What about the sieve of goodness? Will you tell me something good or positive about this man? The man shook his head. No. What about the last sieve? Is it necessary to tell me what you're so excited about? When the man bowed his head in shame, Socrates smiled and said, well, if the story you're about to tell me is neither true, good, or necessary, just forget it and don't bother me with it. So just think about the information you're going to tell. Is it true? Is it good? And is it necessary? If you think about these 3 C's, then you are critical thinkers. The story actually about these 3 C's is something we can apply to our lives. Before you tell a story or pass on a rumor, ask yourself whether is it true, kind, or necessary. Often we pass on gossip. We are here to keep the conversation going or talk negatively about somebody we know. Why not focus on up-talking others, concreting on their strengths? This is something that is very important for us, but something that we also have to share with our students, to think about truth, about good, and about necessity actually of the information they are going to tell to their friends, to their teachers, to their family and friends. And also something that we can share with our students are these 6 questions: who, what, where, when, why, and how. Also, I'm going to show you one example of using something that is interactive, and you can use that with your students online, of course. For example, when we talk about creativity today, we can ask someone to share activity on Padlet. It is very simple to use, and we can use it for different questions where students can put their thinking, they can discuss about different topics, they can put also different photos if they want to share it with you, and different things you are talking about with your students. And also mind maps. Mind map is something we can use on different topics and in different subjects. It is very, very creative work. And if you do that on your lessons, students simply enjoy in doing different mind maps. Here are some examples, for example, the space. Then you can see the sun, planets, astronauts, facts, stars, and etc. You can also use, for example, simple word, water. Then you will see how your students are growing on your lessons, and they are just create their mind map. And of course, they are all different because each group has different association on that word, and that is really great. Then at the end, for example, with my students, I can create a gallery of their works, and they really enjoy to watch their mind maps, and of course they enjoy to present their work they made. Here are some examples of creativity I made with my students in the classroom. E-twinning projects are something we are in connection with our peers all around Europe and also different countries from Asia and Africa. You can see here how they make projects, their presentation about World Saving Day, and also you can see their cards for Women's Day, and also you can see them how they play different games with their friends all around Europe on the topic we are talking about in our e-twinning project. These are all just examples how you can create atmosphere in your classroom to be more creative, more interactive, and more interesting. Here are also some examples of creativity we made for our friends through different games. One great application is learningapps.org, and there you can use that for different topics. For example, here you can see some photos, and actually they are all about things and rooms in the house. So as an English teacher, I can use this game for my students just to put the right part of furniture and match it with the right room where it actually should be. And that is very interesting and short game. On the other place, you can see vocabulary: an island, mountain, tunnel, lake, river, beach, forest, hill, etc., etc. And the student's task is to match a word with the picture. And also, if in a few minutes you will get the right answers of your students, and they are very fast to match right word with the right photo. And they really enjoy in these kinds of games. And main thing is you don't need to play. You can also give them link and they can play the games at home with using these links. One more idea for creativity is problem tree. You can see the tree in the picture, and of course each tree has roots, has trunk, has its branches, and of course on the trunk is main problem. For example, you can use topic you want to talk about during your lesson, and of course it depends on your lesson and what do you want to talk about. For example, I can just give you an example of using internet, for example, as a problem. And you can also put the main problem on the trunk and write using internet. What we put in roots? Of course, we put causes. What are actually main problems? And consequences are going in branches. What are the consequences of using internet too much? And then when you do this on your lesson, actually your students will see positive and negative things on using internet too much. And actually you can facilitate them how to use internet the right way and what things actually they can explore on the internet and use for their education. What are positive things about it? When they see the problem like this, so, and there's roots, what causes the problem? When they talk about consequences, they will start to think critically about different topics. And you can use this problem tree in each lesson. When we talk about collaboration, collaboration is also very, very important. Collaboration is not just in your classroom, and also one thing is to share with our students different ways of collaboration. And as teachers, we can be positive examples of collaboration with our colleagues all around the world. For example, if I am active as an English teacher, of course, my students will see positive thing of using English language, and they will try to meet different friends all around the world. And when they actually meet the friends all around the world, they would like to meet their culture, their ways of living, and actually that is positive way of teaching and learning English. Here's also an example of menti.com for collaboration. And you can also ask your students to tell just ways of collaboration all around the world, what we can use for collaboration. And then in short time, you will get different words from your students in a big word cloud. And you will see there using internet, WhatsApp, different platforms for teaching. For example, in collaboration here, I met great people in working with IIU, my great colleagues from Europe, but also all around the world. And we very often communicate with each other. We work different projects, and this is great way of collaboration for you as a teachers, but also you can involve your students in different projects. And then when they start with using English, with sharing, it is very, very great thing. And we actually open them to the world. We open their mind to the other and different. And I think that that is great thing for today's living, because they are students of the 21st century and they got many, many different opportunities for collaboration today. Collaboration in our classroom can be different. You can see here some examples that I made with my students. For example, in first two photos, you can see our video link directly from the classroom with students from Slovakia, and my students introduced themselves, and actually we had one project all together, and that was actually a project where we sold cakes one day in the week, and then all the money we earned, actually we give it in charities, and we help the others, they needed a help, and that was great project. And in this project, actually, I think we have about 10 to 12 countries from Europe, and we all do the same thing. Also, talking in front of the media is one thing that my students passed, and actually they enjoyed in talking about their project. Through different projects, I also use Story Jumper. Story Jumper is something where you can make e-books on different topics. If you have your older students, they can actually make e-book. When you go on Story Jumper, you just make your account, and then from your account you can invite your students via email to be part of your team, and then they have actually opportunity to make the book. For example, we have here a book, A Day at Our School. Then we have our recipes. It's a book of different recipes of cakes we made all around Europe. And also here is a book about our school. So they enjoy in this. Actually, if your students are very good in informatics and information skills, they can make it perfectly. And they are very proud on themselves when they make an e-book and when they can share that with their friends. It is great experience. Some ways of collaboration for teachers. I'm going to introduce you. So I'm part of eTwinning. It's a platform, as you can see, it is not only in Europe, it is also in some parts of Asia and Africa. Through this platform, we have opportunity to share our experiences with our friends. Also, I mentioned at the beginning, Regional English Language Office, whereas you can participate or be a presenter on different conferences or events they organized. This is really great. And when we talk about IIU, I mentioned you the ways you can participate as an educator, but also you can involve your students to be part of IIU, to share their ideas with friends all around the world and make different projects. One of great projects we organized with our Corina was BICAC, actually biggest interactive student exchange of knowledge. And I participated actually in that event, and it was great experience to meet students all around the world, to discuss with them different topics. And for me as an educator, that was great experiences. So you can imagine how that experience was positive for students, where they had opportunity to improve their English, to improve their communication, and actually to show one part of something they create for that great event IIU organized. So I think mostly in COVID, we communicate 24 hours online via Zoom, via Google Meeting, or different platforms we had. And it is totally normal to communicate and to collaborate online, to share different projects and ideas, and make actually great things with your friends that is very far from you, but you can do and you can work together. Communication. What actually ways of communication in global world today we have? You can also get your answers via Menti, via Padlet, or different ways you want to tell and to use. For example, my ways of communication are Zoom, platforms for teachers. I also participated in online conferences, in webinars, and etc. One of examples is the first photos, and I was presenter on a conference. My Brazilian friend invited me, actually, if I can, to prepare online session for English teachers from Brazil. And you can see here actually our great session, where actually I share my experience with my friends from Brazil. They are all English teachers. Also, one thing that I made with my friend Xanti from Greece was one conference during pandemic time. And actually, Xanti is also part of IIU. IIU communication and collaboration is also one thing that I'm going to tell you more here. You can see different events I participated. So through communication and collaboration with IIU, you can see I was part, I mentioned you before, of biggest interactive knowledge exchange program. And also that was for 30 days that last, and about 100 schools was involved in this great exchange. And also you can see here some of participants in different online sessions that in organization of IIU. As a conclusion, I'm going to tell you something about 4 Cs. So, about critical thinking, about collaboration, about communication, what we need to do. Actually, we need to live it every day in our life, at our work, and in every moment. If we live it, it is simply to share that way of living with our students. So if we want to be critical thinkers, we can just show to our students ways how to think critically. We need to put them in discussion. When we are open for discussion with them, students actually are encouraged to talk about different topics. And when we open them, actually they're not scared anymore for discussion. They want to talk with you as a teacher. They want to talk with their friends, and also they want to talk with friends all around the world. It is normally today to be in communication with their peers. So if we live for Cs every day, I'm sure we will involve our students in that story, and they will also try to live it every day. We just need to tell them to think about different information they get every day. They need to see actually who said that. Different internet portals, web pages, and they have to actually explore all them and to check, is it true or no? We have to show them that the world is not white and black, and that they have to put more gray color actually to put all the boxes in their mind, in their brain, and just to make their picture of the world, just to make their picture of the information they get, etc. And it is very important for us as teachers to share our experience with our colleagues, but also with our students. What if we know everything about critical thinking, everything about creativity? If we do not share that with our teachers, with colleagues that we work every day, I think it is not good. We have to share it. But if you are creative, if you show your students creativity, then you will get actually more creativity for them, because students are open for making different things, especially when they are in the classroom. They like to be creative. And if you show them, if you put them to be creative, then you will get great examples from your students. We all have to care about presenting new ways of collaboration and communication to your students. I mentioned a few times how important is collaboration and communication. Collaboration and communication is important, of course, at school. When we work, we have to collaborate with our colleagues every day, but also collaboration on higher level or with colleagues all around the world is also very important, because we share our knowledge with each other. We communicate, and then when we communicate, when we collaborate, we will get some other different and great ideas for the future work. And also, I'm sure that different ideas actually we made here with IIU are here, not only from one person, of course. Then we as a team give and share different ideas, and then we make great things and great events. And of course, it is very important when we talk about collaboration, and when we want actually to share collaboration with our students, to be open with them, just to see how you want and how you can collaborate on global level. It is not really hard today to collaborate on global level, to find different schools and to make different projects. It's very simple in today's world, because we all know that one of 21st century skill is ICT. So our students, I think there are few steps actually in front of us when we talk about ICT skills, and they really enjoy in using ICT for communication and collaboration. And of course, one thing I'm going to mention you is also dare selflessly to expand your own knowledge. Share, dare, and care are three words I really often use in my life. I like to share them with my students, and I really enjoy in opening them to the world, because they are citizens of 21st century, and we have to open them to explore, to meet different cultures, to meet friends all around the world. And if we actually prepare our students this way, I think more things will be easier for us as educators, as teachers. So my conclusion for today's session is leave critical thinking, try to find examples of critical thinking when your students tell you their opinion. Yes, that's great. That's great question. Thank you for asking that question. And then you can, of course, involve them in discussion more and more. And when they see actually that there is no wall between you and them, actually they will be more open. Be creative. Think about different ways of creativity. It is not only actually a laptop, projector, or something else to make creative atmosphere in your classroom. You are the person that can make creativity with different things. Just think a little bit how you can involve your students to be more creative, and then you will make great things, I'm sure, in your classroom. And of course, collaborate and communicate with your friends all around the world. Share your ideas, invite them to be part of different projects is very important. And I'm sure you as an educator will be succeed and will be great each day. And your students actually learn from your examples. If you have any questions, this is not interactive, but you can ask me more questions and send me them via email. Here's my contact email, and you can ask me whatever you want, or if you have any ideas, just write to me. I will try to answer you on your questions. And that's all for today about 4Cs. Thank you for spending time with me in this session, and I am sure that you will try to think about 4Cs more and more in the future, and I'm also sure that you will try to live it with your students in your life. Just think about critical thinking, creativity, communication, and collaboration one more time. Thank you very much for being in this session with me today.